God gave me this platform.
I want to talk to Mike Lindell.
I already know I'm going to win.
China did our vote.
No, they're not lumpy pillows.
Biden and Harris would say, hey, we're here to protect the country, and resign.
Mike Lindell's a conspiracy.
But you haven't.
Just forget about the evidence.
You're an asshole.
This was attacked.
Asshole.
MyPillow CEO Mike Lindell is having a meltdown over the new Minnesota state flag, which he claims is secretly implementing Sharia law.
What they've done with this flag is absolutely
Is the population up there enraged? You've got an Islamist flag flying across above your state capitol. What in the hell's going on? What are people doing about it?
What I'm hearing for is, and people that I do see, it's an atrocity. Everybody's going, what is this? What is this? Is this a takeover? This is like a Trojan horse here in Minnesota, Steve. When they started pouring in, they don't love our country, and I'm going to say that.
They hate our country. Omar hates our country. They hate our country. Not that they love our country. They're not neutral. They hate this country. They hate the Judeo-Christian West. They're Sharia supremacists.
Oh my God, Sharia law in Minnesota? How could this happen? Well, first, why don't we take a look at the flag, all right, and see what they're talking about. Oh my God, I am feeling very threatened by Sharia right now. Oh God, no. Oh no, Allahu Akbar. This is ridiculous. There is no Sharia law in Minnesota, all right? Or anywhere in the United States, for example. There is, however, laws that are reflecting fundamentalist Christian law. These are the 14 states where Republicans have banned abortion at the day of conception, with no exceptions for rape or incest, by the way. In other states, they've imposed 6-week abortion bans. And look, they've been pretty open about the reason that they've instituted these laws. It's because of their religion. In their religion, they believe that, life begins at conception, and so therefore, we are going to implement these laws that ban people from getting abortions because of our religious belief. Now, it's a religious belief that is not shared by the scientific community, okay? Now, Republicans have also taken aim at gay people, trans people, no-fault divorce. They've also talked about that. They've talked about getting rid of contraception. Now, funny enough, on the issue of divorce, it turns out that Sharia law, depending on what sect, is actually more progressive than Christians. And, it allows it. Yes, it's one of those, last resort kind of things. Not only that, but again, depending on the sect, they allow abortion up to a certain point. And so, but here's the thing though, none of that matters whatsoever. You know why? We live in America. We've got this thing called the Constitution, the First Amendment, the Establishment Clause, which says that the government cannot establish an official state religion. Okay? Period. Now, that said, the Supreme Court, which is not liberal, by the way, it's a very conservative Supreme Court, keeps trying to find ways to get around that, to knock down the separation of church and state. In fact, Carson versus Macon in 2022, the court ruled that Maine, which provided private school tuition vouchers to students in rural areas, has to allow students to use these vouchers at private religious schools. That means public money is going into private religious schools that can discriminate based on sexual orientation, based on gender identity, hell, based on not having certain religious beliefs. Okay? So, I mean, you can't be a Lutheran and go to a Catholic school. Okay? It's something like that. It's all ridiculous to me. But not only that, you also had a decision, Kennedy versus Bremerton School District, where you had a high school official leading a team, this is a football team in high school, in prayer. And of course, there are issues with people being pressured, students perhaps feeling pressured to join in on prayer, even if they don't exactly share that same religious belief. Now, look, I know that that's not quite what he's talking about, the takeover and establishment of religion, but it does weaken the wall of separation of church and state, and that is a huge problem, which leads me to the irony about all of this. If Republicans are successful in demolishing the wall of separation of church and state in the Establishment Clause, that means that theoretically in the future, a state could adopt religious law, perhaps even Sharia law. And so the best way to stop that from happening is to make sure that our government remains secular. They don't want to do that. That's why you've seen a lot of these states adopt anti-Sharia law measures, because they know what they're doing. They know they want to knock down that wall. They just want to make sure that no one else can have their religious laws put into place while they can do that for their own religious laws. Okay? So, now that said, what Mike Lindell is doing right now is all fear-mongering bullshit based on conspiracy theories. Oh, it's the Sharia flag. Oh, the 8-pointed star is secretly representing Islam. Where did they come up with this stuff? I have no idea. But there's another way. It's again, all of this is just another way for the chuds to claim to be victims, as Lindell is about to do in this next video.
Everyone says, well, Mike, why don't you leave Minnesota? My company, is a family and an employee-owned company. And we've been nothing but attacked. We're sitting here, and it's all different races. But, you know, like you just heard there, we're 80% Christian in Minnesota. 1% these Islamics comes in here, and then they get to have this flag. It's like we're getting just attacked from every direction.
I'm getting attacked from every direction by these Islamics. What? No, the reason that Minnesota changed their state flag is because the flag before was offensive to indigenous people. Yeah. And so it was outdated, offensive, and so they decided, yeah, we're going to change this into something that is not really or shouldn't be offensive. And immediately the right wing absolutely loses their minds. Like, oh, it's secret Muslims! Sharia law, I'm getting attacked from every direction. You don't understand. It's ridiculous. Just, again, more I want to be the victim by Mike Lindell. He should have other things that he should be worrying about right now. Now, the other issue, though, that I want to address here is, why the hell isn't Steve Bannon in jail yet? I mean, he was found in contempt of Congress and recently lost his appeal. That means he should be in jail right now. Why is he not in jail? Why is he still doing his ridiculous show? Why is he still allowed to do his ridiculous show from anywhere except a jail cell? That's the real question, right? So I guess for me, the takeaway from this is lock him up. Lock him up.